Donald Trump ally Steve Bannon was released from prison on Monday afternoon of this week, and he returned to his program Tuesday morning where he instructed Donald Trump to, no matter what the results are on November 5th, to go ahead and declare victory. Kind of like he did in 2020, Steve Bannon is now just telling Donald Trump, hey, just say that you won. That's all you got to do. Right? Because when he did that in 2020, things worked out so well for him. But here is what Bannon said, again, after being released from his little 4-month stint in prison for contempt of Congress. He should stand up and say, hey, I've won this. And we have teams right now that are going to make sure that this thing is not going to be stolen. You're the backbone of this movement. We have 2 things we're going to talk about today. The get out the vote effort, because, focused on our first phase, which is November 5th. Then the second is to make sure that they cannot steal the election with Mark Elias and others of these, the nullification project that they're bringing in, which goes from November 5th all the way to Inauguration Day, but January 6th being a key part of that. So, Bannon is out there telling his audience Trump wins no matter what. No matter what we see in those results on Election Day, Trump wins. And after that is phase 2, right? Phase 1 is just, winning on Election Day. Even if you don't win, just say you won. Phase 2 is then making sure that, they don't steal it. They steal it. Like Trump tried to do in 2020. So Bannon is already preparing his audience, an audience that has dearly missed him for the last 4 months while he's been behind bars. He is preparing them to accept only one truth after this year's election. And that truth is that Trump wins no matter what. Now, I don't know, because I've never been to prison, I don't know what kind of access to news and information that prisoners have. I hope they're able to, at least use the internet a little bit, maybe read some newspapers. But if Steve Bannon didn't have access to any of that kind of stuff, I could see why he would think that Donald Trump is easily going to cruise to a victory. All of the available data is not showing that. The available data does seem to suggest at this moment, of course, if the polls are reliable, that Kamala Harris is likely to eke out a victory. Notice I said likely, not guaranteed. But likely right now, that's where we are trending. But none of that matters to Steve Bannon. Polls could show right now that Kamala Harris is ahead by 20 points. And not just nationally, 20 points in every swing state. There could be 0 Trump yard signs anywhere in this country, and everybody, absolutely pushing for Kamala Harris to win. She could win all 50 states. Bannon is still going to go out there and say that this is stolen. That's their plan. They're letting us know it. Steve Bannon is not shy. He is not speaking in code. He is telling us this is the plan. This is what we're going to do. And this is one of the few instances where I would say, listen to Steve Bannon, because he is laying out their, blueprint for everyone to see. They're going to declare victory no matter what. And the feds need to be ready for that. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.